The tropics are still quiet on this Wednesday evening, June 6th. We don't really see much in the way of any convection in the Caribbean or deep tropical Atlantic. All the action remains in the West Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico, but this convection continues to be enhanced by baroclinic non-tropical systems. We've got this long wave trough over the eastern seaboard, and we have another cutoff area of low pressure in the mid to upper levels, so a cutoff upper level low here in the western Gulf of Mexico, and neither one of these features will support any type of tropical development. We also still have this stalled out frontal boundary along the Gulf Coast to deal with, and this is going to be a focus mechanism for added rainfall over the next 48 to 72 hours. The following is the initial low-level vorticity chart from the Canadian CMC model, and we don't see anything in the Atlantic or Eastern Pacific basins. But if we fast forward to day 6, we see that there's a little bit added convergence here in the Eastern Pacific, so this may be an area that we start to watch a little bit more in the days to come. And this is a look at the 7-day GFS forecast using the same parameter, and it shows a little bit more 850 millibar vorticity in the same general area. Furthermore, the 8-day sea level pressure forecast from the ECMWF model is also alluding to the potential for surface low formation to the south of Mexico. So this could be the first area that we may have to watch in a long time. We'll just have to monitor the model evolution over the coming week. As we turn to more of a seasonal look at the parameters, this is what the global sea surface temperature anomalies were looking like as of May 24th. And you can see we had a few warm anomalies across the deep tropics, but overall nothing overly extreme. If we fast forward to June 4th, we have seen quite a lot of warming here across the Atlantic Basin. Still nothing overwhelming, but there's been a definite notable increase in the water temperatures. And also the water temperatures out across the equatorial Pacific have also been on the rise, and we are again closely monitoring the potential for a weak El Nino to possibly develop before the end of hurricane season. If we take a more statistical approach to El Nino, this is a look at the multivariable ENSO index, and what I have highlighted are the 2 monthly statistics for the months of April and May, and generally speaking, the higher the number, the greater the influence El Nino is having on the global atmospheric weather patterns, and it is increasing. In fact, these are the highest April and May numbers that we've seen since 2002. So despite the fact that we don't have an official El Nino episode just yet, the warming waters across the equatorial Pacific are already beginning to have an effect on the global weather pattern. So therefore it is unlikely that we will see significant numbers in terms of Atlantic hurricane activity, but it still could be an average to slightly above average season, also depending on the vertical wind shear across the Atlantic and just how much the Atlantic water temperatures rebound and continue to warm. As we said a few days ago, the warming temperatures across the Atlantic Basin is mostly due to the fact that the North Atlantic oscillation has become very negative, and it should remain negative through the middle portion of the month. But as you can see, some of the GFS ensemble members are taking the NAO back toward neutral territory. But in the meantime, it'll be interesting to see just how high those warm anomalies may become. So thank you for viewing tonight's video. Check back soon at 28storms.com and the Hurricane Tracker app for more video updates.